In the year 1997, the future is in chaos and turmoil. Mankind is on the brink of extinction. Brave survivors band together and build a time displacement apparatus to receive a signal from a parallel future. This transmission is the Vundacast.
There's one team that kicks ass. They're assembled. They're the Vundacast. Never back down from the brass. Always start first. Never finish last. Had a mic steam. Bit too fast. Oh no, they're out of gas. It's okay there. Just a podcast. They're the greatest. We're the Vundacast.
Welcome to the Vundacast, the official podcast of the 21st century's only restaurant, Taco Bell. I am your host, Steven. And with me today, I am joined by the illustrious Mr. J, Sylvester Stallone enthusiast extraordinaire. How you doing, Mr. J?
Yo, Adrian, we did it.
That's the wrong movie, but we'll take it. Also with us is the cohortress herself, the chicken nugget, Dani.
Yes,
How you doing, Dani?
good.
Good.
Alive.
And also with us,
Alive. I'm saying with enthusiasm.
and the vigor. And also with us is our they of days, our Triple Crown podcast champion of the world,
It's more than triple.
D-Rock. Bro,
It's like 5 times.
dude, there's too many. Okay, five
It's all
Five-
accolades.
every time except for once.
5 belts, D-Rock.
D-Rock, world heavyweight champion. How you
Yeah.
doing?
The world's foremost Demolition Man expert. Probably not,
Well,
but I have seen this movie a lot.
and we are, as you can read from the title, doing a commentary track on the Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes classic Demolition Man, and we are gonna start the party right now. You should start your movie. We're watching the Blu-ray for best quality, and we are starting at the Warner Brothers picture logo where it says a Time Warner's company. We're starting in 3, 2, fun, boom.
The Time Warner in a different font. That's weird.
There's probably some legal thing where
Yeah.
they have to be in their legal font or something
Yeah, right.
to be the company. We have the Hollywood sign.
On fire.
So
This is the like this movie comes out in 1993, and they think 3 years later.
well,
What's in Los Angeles?
what's interesting is
I
that
mean, it's right after the riots.
the riots had just
Yeah.
happened like months before they were filming. I think.
LA riots scared white people.
I
a
think
lot.
they like.
Oh, yeah, because it was
Because
93.
all of California
I
was
think they had to like
dropped off.
move or something. Maybe it's a different movie. I think maybe it was like Terminator 2 that they were saying like the Rodney King like happened like down the street from where they were filming and they didn't even realize it or something like that.
Well, so I learned a lot of stuff about Demolition Man in preparation for this.
Oh, nice.
So apparently, there was like there's a European writer who says that they ripped off Demolition Man from him,
Oh wow.
but that he didn't have enough money to sue the Hollywood people for it, so he never sued. But he claims that he wrote this book that is basically Demolition Man with like two people going to like a peaceful future and having to continue their blood feud. And they bought this script in 1988, and they apparently did like every writer ever who was involved at the time
Damn, yeah.
did rewrites on the script
Wow.
It's like 5
until
years.
it became this.
Wow.
It would just kept passing around hands.
So they found the perfect
And-
libertarian mix of
And it was the director Marco Brambilla who said that if this movie's gonna make sense, if you're gonna show, the Land of Oz, you have to show Kansas first. So they pushed for the introduction in 1996,
I'm
showing what the actual
how
world looks like.
stupid that jump was that he did. Where
Yeah,
he tied
that-
himself.
Because
He
that
would be dead.
that doesn't react like a bungee cord at all. It
No,
just
it
goes taut.
literally break his
It would
spine.
break every bone in his body. yeah.
His entire middle section.
But this
No,
is
if you just-
Demolition Man.
Yeah,
It's
so
about
we'll-
spectacle.
we
you know?
won't ask any questions.
If you just fall from a lower height, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
As long as you stop the fall and then go lower, it's
If you just,
Was-
you know.
Was the Hollywood sign also on fire in Escape from LA?
oh, in Escape from LA, I think so. It might be underwater. I can't remember. But they also are portraying 1997.
Everyone
So-
thought
Everyone
Oh, I thought-
thought
you fired it was over.
the Hollywood side's fucked. They're not keeping this thing up.
The interesting thing for me about this too is like, so the reason I've seen this movie so many times is that I think my mom actually like taped it off of TV when it was like in syndication. And so not only is it like heavily edited, but she didn't she like she started recording like way after all they're like not I so the first like 20 or 30 times probably that I watched this movie, I never saw any of this stuff in 1996. It was like it started in
The future.
2030.
So you saw the original script first. I get it.
right.
The original cut. So
The Wikipedia only lists that they only list the following that have been depicted getting destroyed, but they're saying that there's more.
Looks
But
like he's wearing Beetlejuice
Quake,
pants.
1974, Superman the movie, 1978, The Rocketeer in 91, Demolition Man 93, Independence Day 96,
Oh yeah.
The Day After Tomorrow 2004, 10.5 2004, Terminator Salvation in 2009, Sharknado in 2017,
Sharknado.
Yes in 2015, and Despicable Me 3 in 2017, and numerous other films.
2012 too. There's a fucking tornado, or maybe that's Day After Tomorrow. That a tornado tears
Yes,
up-
that is no, that's Day After Tomorrow.
That's Day
That
After
is
Tomorrow,
Day After
okay.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
I get all the Roland Emmerichs confused.
so like I love this intro because in the intro they say what their final lines are gonna be in the movie. You know, is it cold in here or is it just me?
yeah.
He sets up, I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached,
Like,
and they pay it
I'll
off.
keep
I'll
that
keep
in mind.
Yeah, exactly. That's so good.
Oh.
I have to give Wesley Snipes credit for being the most creatively styled actor in the 90s. Like so many of his movies, he's
Yeah.
just like the epitome of cool. And I'm talking about even to Wong Fu, like every movie he did, it's just like he felt like his costuming was always so
Look at that
interesting.
explosion. That's
Yeah.
I
Is
mean,
that-
did he style himself though? For the
No.
role?
And there's
they
like
blew up the
cars in
whole
front
real
of it,
building?
like-
They went to Kentucky and they
Oh
blew up this
my.
real building, and there was an MTV contest to press the button to blow up the building.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
What they
too.
did though is to make it look crazier, they covered the building with gasoline
Oh,
and
man.
lit it on fire before they blew it up. It would look crazier.
That's crazy.
That's total overkill here.
Yep.
What's hilarious is there's another huge explosion at the end of the movie, and it's garbage.
Yeah.
It looks so bad. Like
They
it's
ran out
just
of money.
yeah. It looks like it literally looks like they ran out of money.
Yeah.
Like they added in some like digital
Yeah.
flames going out of the building.
They
and
ran
that's
out of
it.
money. They always do they usually do the big budget explosions and stuff first. That must have been a
Yeah.
Isn't that the police sergeant from Lethal Weapon?
This guy's in
Can we do
everything.
Demolition Man, Lethal Weapon crossover?
This guy's in everything. I'm surprised he's even working in LA. He's a New York cop.
bodies everywhere.
See, this is weird to me too because I've always wondered like what happened with like the trial of John Spartan because those people were already dead. He had no. I mean, spoiler alert, everybody.
They couldn't figure out when they were
Yeah.
killed
Yeah.
because the
Because
bodies
they were
blew up.
burned, yeah.
I'm also
And
guessing
Simon
in
Phoenix
this-
and everyone testified against
Yeah.
him because they didn't want him to go in.
I also
He did a
think that
vigilante
in this
thing.
Slightly post-apocalyptic wasteland, justice isn't really, it's a little.
Well, and there's also probably kind of an implied like people aren't too hot on the cops at the moment vibe.
Well, it's also
in Los Angeles in '96 in a movie made right after the riots.
So this entire they're basically portraying LA as completely destroyed.
Oh
and
yeah,
hollowed out, like-
exactly.
But as we know in 2023, cops don't get prosecuted for their crimes.
Yes,
This is a
Whole thing
fiction.
is unrealistic.
This is a fiction.
This is the most science.
Let alone cryogenically frozen for their crimes. That's expensive. That's also what's so funny to me is I always think, oh, they create cryo prisons. It's ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, it has.
Like you're saying, oh,
Cheaper. It's cheaper.
no, they
Danny,
feed them, but they have to
Danny,
keep this facility
It's just a
open.
refrigerator.
It's just
It's
a
not
refrigerator.
It's not just a refrigerator.
They
though.
need
They have all these.
chemicals.
Yeah, they like.
They have to
complex
keep their
chemicals
bodies and
shit.
their cells from.
There's no
from
way they
dying
would
and
ever
being
spend this much
destroyed.
money on a prison.
Never.
Mr. J, let's open a cryogenic prison. I know you believe.
Definitely.
Like-
It's interesting how he did this movie and then he did Judge Dredd, and they're kind of similar. They're kind of post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, but I feel like
That was his
Judge
agent.
Dredd is like is a depressing future.
Yeah.
And even though this is like not a great future, it's like an optimistic
It's
future.
funny.
It's a like
You know?
utopian dystopia. Like it's a libertarian dystopia. That's what it. That's the
But
best
it's
description.
fascist, though.
Oh yeah,
Like, they
absolutely.
can't
That's what a
do
libertarian
anything
dystopia
and-
or a
But-
libertarian utopia.
Well,
is,
but
or
that's the thing though,
dystopia.
is that in there, no, but like until like, okay, later on we can discuss this, but like basically until other things take place, they take care of the citizens. But yeah, I mean, any ones that they find undesirable.
So there's
Send away.
there's two things I want us to look out for. One, apparently in the under in the sewer scenes, Jack Black is an extra.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and I've never noticed that before, so I want to see if I,
I
can
think
notice
I
that
did
today.
notice that.
I think I
one.
noticed that.
But he's like super young.
Yeah. And then the other thing is supposedly the woman standing next to Edgar Friendly at the end is John Spartan's daughter. And he was supposed to discover that his daughter lived
But she's
and
older
she
now.
went underground.
Oh
Oh,
snap!
shit.
But apparently test audiences thought that it was weird that John Spartan was banging somebody who was his daughter's age.
Yeah,
So to make that less creepy,
you're right.
they just eliminated that type of happy ending for him.
Also, I've always thought it would be a amazing or also probably terrible drinking game to drink every time he says Pheonix. You would die. Don't do that.
I would think of better like to drink every time they curse and you get like
Every
a
time
ticket.
Yeah, every time
You
like
get a
that's
cursing ticket.
those two things together, you will not survive the night. That was one of
You
the
never
things-
explained the 3 seashells.
Well,
That was one. Well, we'll do that later. But
so
one of the things about the tape that I had off TV was all the curses were bleeped out by the buzzer of the verbal morality statute machine. And it was actually kind of great. Like it makes it even funnier every time they curse because it's like, "Meh."
So this Stallone was in like a bunch of Planet Hollywoods because they made a whole Stallone dummy
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
to put on ice, which
I'm
was
just playing
prominent.
Hollywood. That was cool.
So here we have the name of Marco Brambilla, who's the director of this film. He only directed one other major Hollywood film, which was Excess Baggage, starring Benicio del Toro.
Wow.
And
And Alicia Silverstone?
huh?
And Alicia Silverstone?
Yeah,
Alicia Silverstone. That is
Yep.
correct. Ding, ding, ding. So I found an interview with him, and basically he retired from Hollywood filmmaking because he said, when I left Los Angeles, it used to be a director's medium, and then it became a producer's medium. and now it's a marketing medium.
Oh man.
The marketing department of the studios basically tells the producers and the directors who to cast, what to show. I think it has become unimaginative, and for a creative person, it's very limiting. Of course, there's independent film, which is great, and there's interesting things going on there. But for mainstream cinema, it has become completely different to the 70s when I grew up watching films. So he was totally disillusioned by Hollywood, and he has just been working, making art installations and doing VR art in virtual reality. And he is responsible for the Power Kanye West music video.
Cool.
Like one of his greatest music videos, even though Kanye West is in a cryogenic prison.
Of his mind.
Of his own nation.
Of his own emotional problems.
Is this the only futuristic movie that doesn't have cars flying?
No.
I don't think Total Recall
Minority
has
Report doesn't have flying cars.
similar system.
They have magnetic cars.
Death Race 2000 doesn't have flying cars. That's the future.
I love their cars though, like the self-drive and the like weird like foam that protects you for in a crash.
Even though I don't think that would work.
No, there was no way that would work.
Because I'm saying like the problem is it's always about physics. I feel like people forget physics.
Life is hell. EF, baby.
How does electricity
It burns up.
and it destroys the fucking
I think it was self. I think it was
it might
auto.
have been self-destruct.
I love too that the name of the place he's graffitiing is called Ethical Plaza. Down to Ethical Plaza today.
That reminds me of like my friend Rainier was telling me that like when he went to I think it was China and they have like the most epic names for everything. Like this is like the greatest bridge that has ever been, like everything is called the greatest something because that's their like whole, like we're amazing, so that's kind of reminds me of this
Like the Great Wall.
little plaza.
The Great Wall, exactly.
Yeah, it's great. Rob Schneider.
Was this after Speed or before Speed?
Before
This is
Speed.
before,
Wow.
long before, like the year before.
This is before Speed. And supposedly Rob Schneider told her not to do Speed, is one of the rumors.
Really?
That he thought it was gonna be a dumb bus movie.
Wow. Yeah. Well.
Also, Rob Schneider in Judge Dredd.
Yeah, he probably told her you should be in Judge Dredd with us. That's gonna be a movie they'll talk about for ages. You can play a mutant. It'll be awesome.
This might be my favorite. Fuck, what's his name? This guy.
This guy.
I love this guy. He's so great. I mean, he's great in Shawshank Redemption, but I just love him here. He's just so perfectly like anal and like just such a buzzkill.
No, and I love the production design, like his jacket with his glasses
Bob Gunton
and his
Bob Gunton. There you go. Yeah.
is his name.
Sotto voce about this.
See, it's very fascist.
It is.
How much does each one of those cost?
Totally. I've seen it interpreted as like a dystopia for like people who hate the nanny state.
Yeah.
Basically, like this is what they think it's ultimately going to lead to, basically. Like that's why I keep saying libertarians.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, this is the idea of libertarian dystopia.
Yeah. It's like the overbearing, liberal, controlling of
which is
everything.
why they have
supposedly.
Dennis make his ridiculous monologue that is just some of his stand-up.
Yeah, right. Oh my god, it totally
That
is.
honestly, I'm sorry.
Even
It
the
takes
delivery.
me out of the movie every time. It honestly irritates me.
Yeah.
He honestly annoys. He's the most
I love
annoying
it.
part of the movie. For
I
me.
love it, but it is definitely like it goes into like Dennis Leary standard.
It's part of the fabric.
To me, yes.
It's a part of
the fabric.
I'm so happy for you.
It's a part of the rich
I
tapestry.
honestly never truly believe him as a freedom fighter. I just feel like he'd be sitting in the back making snide
No,
comments.
I don't think but that's the thing is, I don't think that he is going to be after this movie's over and the happy ending's happening. I don't think that he's helping actually rebuild society.
But
I think he's just good for what they need right now, which is someone to
but
make
they put
rabble
him
and
in
do
charge
graffiti.
of but no, because he's also stealing food. So technically, he's part of he's leading people.
Yeah, but I don't think he can govern.
Buy it, Dennis, and you can call me a bad word all you want.
They should do Demolition Man too.
No.
And they should have Dennis Leary as like the
Don't
Donald,
get Sylvester
as
Stallone
like the
any
Donald
ideas.
Trump, as like Donald Trump, you know, in charge of society.
I love that the password
The
is just
teddy bear.
like the thing that they think they're the least likely to say, but it's just a random phrase. Like that's not secure at all. What the fuck?
That's extremely insecure.
It would change per person if you're doing good
Well, yeah, of course it
IT
changes, but,
security
like,
here.
It should be like the most jumbled mess of words or something. Like I love the way people die in this movie too. Like that he just killed that guy.
Yeah.
Like what? He just gets him in the chest.
And it's crazy as hell.
If they were playing it realistically, he cracks his chest open and one of his ribs punctured his heart.
I think part of the idea is that they've made him into such an efficient killer that he can do shit like this.
Yeah.
And then he fucking takes somebody.
It's crazy as hell that two of the best villains of the 90s are both named Simon.
Yeah.
And both do the same gimmick of saying Simon Says.
Simon
Groomer and Simon Pheonix.
He is the
About Simon Says the Dennis Rodman movie.
In my
What?
Of Wesley Snipes.
What about Simon Says the Dennis Rodman movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme?
I have no recollection of that. I thought their movie was called Double Team.
No, it is.
Yeah, but isn't his name Simon? And he's always like saying Simon Says in that movie.
1999 action comedy, and where does it star Jean-Claude Van Damme? He's not in it.
No, Jean-Claude Van Damme's in the other ones.
Dane Cook's in
Double
it.
Team.
Dane Cook.
Dane Cook, Dennis Rodman.
Murder, death, kill.
Oh, I always get those two confused.
Yeah. Oh my god, that has to be the most obnoxious film in the world. Dane Cook and Dennis.
For real.
No, thanks.
So Danny noticed that this murder, death, kill music cue is the exact same music that is used
In Batman and Robin, when Mr. Freeze is looking at his wife in the cryo chamber. It is the same exact. It is extremely almost the same exact cue. And it turns out that the composer was the same guy, and he was working on these movies around the same time.
Oh, wow.
Well, this was 93 and that one was 97.
Well, it also sounds like when the Riddler breaks into the Batcave and the alarm that sounds intruder alert when he breaks into the Batmobile.
Non-sanctioned life terminations. You hear that? Non-sanctioned as opposed to sanctioned.
Sanctioned life terminations. Yeah. Well, the death penalties, which I guess it still have.
Well, but where's the SEAL Team 6? If Cocteau has access to a SEAL Team 6, he can't use them for this.
Well, he won't allow.
Obviously, he doesn't because he has to unfreeze sociopaths to do his dirty work.
What always bothers me too about this movie too is that this is San Angeles. Like it feels like this entire universe is only San Angeles. Like they never get into
the rest
America or the rest of the world or anything. But it's cool. It's cool.
But I mean, in a movie like this, you gotta focus on one thing. You can't focus on the whole thing. It's not the Hunger Games where it's like, the districts. It's like a whole thing. Like, no, this is this one area.
But for all I know, the rest of America is just on fire. Like,
overall, the rest of America is normal, and they're only saying that only Los Angeles is a hellish hellscape mess.
And it's funny, it's weird too that like they get so dystopian, utopian that the police no longer have weapons. Like, how long did they think that was gonna last? Like, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, if
they got the stun batons, okay?
If they basically,
if people can't buy guns and people can't buy knives and people
the idea
only eat Taco Bell, then they're constantly shitting themselves.
Pheonix is the first person to ever think of the idea that you can go to a museum and get one.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Well, it doesn't take as long as we think to generationally change people. So I'm assuming at this point that they've, you know, like literally conditioned everyone and things are different, you know, and there are societies in the world that don't just have guns everywhere. They exist right now today, America.
I know, right?
It can be done. It is it's not an anomaly.
Yeah, but when they unfreeze their prisoners, they're fucked.
Well, the point is that where did that come from? That came from the top down. The corruption. So that's the message they're sending.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that the people that are in charge of making sure that everybody's behaving properly, are they behaving properly? You know, that's part of the
There's also sort of a subtle message there of like, we on some level we actually need these like sociopaths to like
I don't like
horrify us into cooperating with the law.
So we just heard the computer's voice, and the computer is voiced by Adrienne Barbeau from, you know, all the great horror movies and Escape from New York and all that good stuff.
I feel
an Escape from New York.
I love this guy. Joy feeling.
Joy. I love Joy.
I like the randomness of the double speak. Like it's like randomly Joy. Son
At one point, someone's like, "Enjoy your meal, sir."
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Decided Joy was now two things.
I just love this idea that like in a future, this like dystopian utopian where no one does anything negative ever, that they would like I would love to sit in the room where they were like coming up with how do we make these people the corniest people we can possibly imagine, so that they're all the most like non-threatening fucking like dystopian utopian people.
Edgar Friend.
And
And this is his headshot.
No, he
was
I
acting.
love what happens here too, with like the swirling of the.
This is his
the
headshot
weird-
from
with
when
the-
he was a stand-up comedian, and we had
Edgar
to
Friend
send
must
him,
die, Edgar Friend must die.
send him underground because he was terrible. We don't like that.
I love how his eyes are two different colors too. That's like a
And
nice
Yeah.
little.
did he put wrist
weird-
tape around his wrist? Like, is he like a wrestler? Like, is that what
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
doing?
he's got a little blade in there to when he needs to.
He
blade.
looks like Dennis the Menace with the overalls.
I feel that
Totally.
Lilu Dulles Multipass's outfit was slightly inspired by Simon Phoenix's outfit.
Oh yeah.
The mesh.
Wasn't there another futuristic robot named Hal?
Yeah, that's the joke. He's HAL 9000 from 2001.
A space. Bro, his hairline is so tight.
I know, I love that
I
like
think
jagged
the
weird.
question is that one of the reasons why everyone's so well behaved is because if you continue to behave poorly, they kill you, send you to cryo prison, or you have to escape underground. I'm guessing a lot of the people underground are wanted criminals
They make the stunmatons look like they're nothing, but like they fucking knock you out.
Yeah, they're not nothing.
It's just that these people can't fight and they can't handle somebody that's been
Because it's-
programmed
but it's also
as
yeah.
like the
But
ultimate
I also
fighting
think
machine.
at this
Basically.
time they've done enough where they've put down the dissidents that they can't just fight.
Yeah,
You know what I
they-
mean?
yeah,
Like,
they,
like out in the
never-
open anymore. I really do. I think that the dark implication is that everybody that would cause this much drama is either dead or frozen.
This guy's in fucking everything too. That's Babe Ruth from The Sandlot.
Oh,
What?
snap. Is
Yeah.
it?
Oh wow.
Or else.
And he's been like I love that. And his face is like, oh no.
You sure it's not?
Yeah, it's totally that guy. He's in like a bunch of stuff, but I'm pretty sure.
So
that's him, too.
the urban legend is that Simon Phoenix had this hair, and Dennis Rodman thought it looked cool.
Yeah.
And then Dennis Rodman started dyeing his hair.
Huh.
Ah.
I don't know if that's urban legend. Like they talked about that in The Last Dance. I think he's confirmed that.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. I love this. He's so good.
Ole!
He's such a great sociopath. I love that. What's that train?
And the music cue so good.
Yeah.
That is
So
really
the reason this movie's so perfect
good.
is because the director's a fucking artist, okay? And he was too good for this.
He's too good.
I love this. Like, why does he stop just because you're like, wait? Because they have no idea.
Because they're
fight.
polite. They're
They don't-
polite.
Wait, oh, no.
There's no
Or maybe I think there's rules of engagement somehow.
there's
Right, yeah.
there's no Joe Rogan podcast in this universe. Okay. There's no MMA. There's no UFC. It didn't exist yet.
Everybody say.
Oh, no. Right. And then it's interesting too, knowing that the director would go on to use like mixed media and art
Mm-hmm.
to see how he uses the futuristic technology
Yeah.
to make a mixed media presentation out of everything. You know?
They have a poor camera system if one electric shock from one area.
Works out the entire.
Well,
Shorts
it's 'cause
out
they
the
all
entire-
they just were all on that feed.
No,
Okay.
terrible.
They were just
City
all on that
blocks.
feed.
Why is each camera? Why is the CCTV?
I think
Yeah.
it's pretty good coverage.
That's cool.
Oh no!
I don't think that's a convention center.
Is this a prequel to Miss Congeniality?
It's like
To Miss Congeniality.
Yeah, because both of the actors are from that movie. Sandra Bullock and the guy.
No.
Well, but William Shatner's not in this. So this was
That's what was missing. The Shat Man.
doesn't line up.
oh boy, Glenn Shattuck's coming up. I love Glenn Shattuck in this fucking movie. So ridiculous.
So this was, I think,
Teleconferencing for teleconferencing, baby.
Yeah, with like the tablets that move as they like.
Like Steven has that now. You have that in the classrooms. The technology exists. No,
well, we
or
don't.
they can move like an iPad.
Yeah, there's for disabled students, they have a little iPad, little robot that goes
Yeah,
around.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Jason has one of
Oh.
those.
we don't replace seats with
No.
you know. Just, we're never gonna have an in-person.
He's like a little geisha.
I think that's what he's going for.
I think so.
Apparently, in one of the drafts of the scripts, it was supposed to be like apparent that he's a eunuch and
Oh,
that
dear.
he had his stuff
What is
snipped
the obsession?
so that he wouldn't be ambitious.
I feel like this is a subtle dig that the head of the overlord empire is really obsessed with Japanese culture. Yeah, but
Well,
I
I
feel
I-
like it's a subtle
Isn't
dig,
it?
or
isn't-
not so subtle dig.
Well, isn't it just every movie takes Asian culture and is like, this is the future?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's very specific that he, in particular, dresses in like in almost in like full like traditional
but
dress.
When
and, like,
we see the Taco Bell dinner, that's how like high society dresses.
okay, but again, it's all modeled after him.
Yeah,
And his
maybe.
obsession, which is why I feel like it's like a subtle dig.
but you could put him in a Star Wars movie; he'd fit in.
He does look like a Jedi.
You're
Yeah,
missing my point.
kind
Though.
He could be a senator.
You're missing my point.
I'm not missing anything.
You are.
I'm present. I have the utmost confidence in you. And he just has a picture of himself in his own office, staring at himself.
Fiendish.
Fiendish.
World State Manhunt. Outright surveillance. Video bite on unsolved mystery.
Solved mystery.
No, works.
We still have no fucking clue where this guy is.
Non-smart.
So we're watching this movie because
It goes
on October 6th, this film reaches its 40th anniversary.
30.
30th?
30. Yeah.
30th math. Or
40th?
whatever, math.
No, 30th.
It will one day, and I'll be even older then, and I
Yeah,
won't like
no,
that.
Right.
But 1993, 2023,
Yes.
math.
Map it up.
Mathiversary.
There's a lot more business back then.
I love it's like they like sort of subtly imply that this guy Gregory Lamb is like the pilot from the beginning of the movie, but I don't think there's any like direct thing saying that's who it is.
They imply it.
He
They-
just
they
like
said it.
recognizes him.
No, but he's the guy who was flying the helicopter
He's a muscle-bound grotesque
that we saw in a second.
who hasn't worn a shield in 40 years.
Who was the guy on the helicopter?
Found grotesque.
What, Mr. J?
Who was the guy on the helicopter you said?
That the old man
the old guy that just now that was talking
who has all the
No.
info, that he's the guy flying the helicopter.
at the beginning.
No, I think he was the little kid that Stallone saves.
You think?
What?
I don't know. I feel like it's heavily implied that he's the helicopter pilot.
I think they have like a video of him, like of Stallone when he had like long hair and it was like the.
Yeah, they just showed that.
They just showed the thing.
But that's like he's saving a little white kid.
Yeah, it's a little girl, I think, actually.
And she goes, "Fuck you, lady." I think that like the ice isn't that expensive to keep these people on ice. I think
It's
maintaining the giant robot arm
Yeah, right.
that is really gonna fuck you.
Yeah, this is a very.
Required to keep this place from not unfreezing everyone
This
is
is where
ridiculous.
this is where I would come in when I watched on my VHS tape. This is
Yeah.
all that I had from here on. Also, I'm pretty sure that sequence at the beginning of Austin Powers where he's unfrozen is a direct parody of this.
Oh, for sure.
I always thought that, and like
is.
not
No,
enough people
no, it is.
are like
It is.
familiar with this movie to know that,
It is.
but it totally is.
This movie was a very huge success.
It
Derek.
was.
Was it?
Yeah.
A lot
yeah,
of
it was.
people are familiar with this film.
And it was definitively, yes, a parody of this moment.
Yeah.
Like, down to look, even waking up
The
naked,
stance.
covered in goo.
Warm liquid goo, baby.
Goopies. Complete.
They should make this into an ice skating show. Stallone on ice.
Yeah.
It's similar tones.
Stallone on ice.
Have you seen another one?
I am unconvinced.
I mean, the entire plot of Austin Powers is basically the plot of Demolition Man, except funny.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Like, a man from before his time, you know,
There's only one good movie.
who says nothing appropriate to the time period,
Yeah, that's right.
is woken up to defeat an evil guy. His
Well,
old nemesis.
And yet,
Come on.
even he will not kiss a woman who is drunk, fellas. So take note.
The year's 2032. Now, the reason-
I love his
2032.
little process here of like finding out
Oh wow.
Bubs is gone.
Yeah.
They should have given him an Oscar for this.
Oh man, Wesley Snipes.
This is the
deserves
most,
an Oscar.
you
for
know,
this.
mo-
The light was extinguished.
big one of 2010. Peace out. So around the big
Maybe
one
a lot of
2010,
people died in 2010.
or they
Just how much-
started going underground.
making
Yeah.
it easier for them to claim control because a lot of people were dead and
Right.
desperate. So, you know,
That's what happens for sure.
And yet the cryo facility was fine
Yeah.
during the big one of 2010.
totally, yeah,
Totally safe.
no problem with the grind facility.
This is about you and the tribe.
It's such a dick for no reason.
This morning, Sonny Phoenix escaped from his cryo facility. We've had 11 murder deaths.
Maybe you drink every time they say cryo.
He's
Oh,
here.
you'd
You
be
know.
dead.
No,
That's
yeah,
like a-
there's
that's a
any
later
drinking
on.
game you can come up with this for this movie will kill you.
Now, what to deal with this situation.
There have been no deaths of unnatural causes.
There are some really scary
No
Reddit
deaths of
commentary about
Wait a minute, he
Demolition
just said
Man.
there have been no deaths of unnatural causes in 16 years, and yet they're just talking about non-sanctioned.
But maybe
life
they
termination?
haven't done a non-sanctioned life termination. Maybe they've only done cryo prison.
Oh, maybe.
Or he's been lying to everybody. He's been shoving people underground. Or maybe he's been lying and killing them when no one's looking.
That little this camera work here is like disorienting and going back and forth.
Contact sports meat.
That's crazy how popular Marlboro was.
I love how like pure and innocent they all are.
Except she just called someone a sanctimonious asshole at the beginning of the movie. So
Yeah.
she's being a little bit of a hypocrite.
Yeah, a little bit.
Abortion is also legal, but I think it's what's
Anything spicy.
Anything spicy, yeah.
That's
Salt is also illegal.
that's fucked up. That's
Yeah.
Why would spicy food cause misbehavior? What's the big Are
Very
they
sorry.
worried about the
Vaguely racist.
It is. Oh, it is racist. I'm saying it is.
How about drink every time there's a pun? Mr. Pheonix has risen from the ashes.
Will probably also kill you.
except for everyone who's currently frozen.
Exactly.
right now. Except for this entire prison facility getting a second chance.
Eventually, yeah, like all of it. That's the whole point of the crime prison. Also, man, like I love Benjamin Bratt in this movie. He's so like, oh
such a-
man, here we go.
Such a himbo. I love it.
I know. Here we go. It's three seashells time.
We are not used to this.
So, how do you think you use the 3 seashells, Mr. J?
I don't even want to think about it because that's gross.
You don't think about it?
This
I mean, I'm
really-
sure if you
I thought
asked,
you'd know the official Stallone answer.
I'm sure if you asked the filmmakers, they'd be like, "There's
Stallone.
there's no-
Stallone said that he thinks that 2 of the seashells are to like clamp and pick stuff out,
No.
and then the third seashell scrape whatever you don't catch
No.
when you clamp with the 2.
But they're made of metal, so like even that explanation.
I think that the seashells.
But then you would still need like a bidet or something to clean the
Right.
rest of it.
I like to think the seashells unleash like a sonic cleansing agent.
See, that
And
makes
you have
more
to,
sense
like,
to me. Is that like
Tap them and they like radiate.
7th, 2023, Screen Rant went to investigate how the 3 seashells work. Let me see if they.
Green Rant doesn't have any
So,
solid
There's
reporting.
no way.
They didn't even wipe anyone's ass. I don't believe them.
I promise you, the filmmakers have no official explanation of how this works. They
No,
just
it's a
thought it
joke.
would be-
It's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke. Seashells are in bathrooms sometimes.
It's heterosexual male bonded. I knew that. It's true though.
Sandra,
Yeah, just grab the fucking.
Sandra Bullock explained the 3 seashells. Her take was there are several processes. You have number 1, you have number 2, and then the cleanup.
But see, these are all like their guesses. you know?
Yeah.
You also use the
Okay.
seashells for number 1?
Screenwriter Daniel Waters addressed the mystery on a Reddit Q&A. Though he did not reveal the secret behind the shells, he explained how he conceived of the idea, feeling that bathrooms as a feature would have some kind of unique features. He then called a writer friend for inspiration, who revealed he kept seashells in his bathroom as a decoration. Waters, though he didn't reveal how to truly use his 3 seashells in Demolition Man, did detail how he came up with the idea.
Didn't he also write the first and second Batman?
Did he?
Pretty sure.
I thought Bob Kane wrote every Batman.
Just the comics.
He wrote Batman Returns.
Some hormones.
Mhm.
The writing of the dialogue is kind of genius. The way that they like come up with these phrases to make them all sound like goofballs.
Yeah. No one ever thinks about the fact that when he walked out of the bathroom and asked for toilet paper, his ass was shitty.
Right?
He walked out of that bathroom with a shitty ass, like, I don't have any toilet
There's
paper.
no toilet paper.
I gotta figure this out. And he had to go back in the bathroom and like
Well, what Stallone was?
But I feel like they're both right because he does want to go for a gun, but he also does start a crime syndicate.
Yeah, but he doesn't start selling drugs.
Yeah, no.
No, he doesn't sell drugs, but he does
starts
start
a
a crime
group-
syndicate.
He starts a group to help him kill this guy that he's been programmed to kill.
And do other crimes.
he wrote Batman Returns. That's the only one he wrote.
Ah, okay.
He also wrote Heathers,
Whoa,
Hudson Hawk.
Hudson Hawk is the bomb. Wow.
And then he kind of like fell off and he wrote the like 2014 Vampire Academy. Ooh, that was great.
Oh.
Oh man.
The whole of
All
violence.
violence.
The font is great too. It's like all like metal.
This always gives me like Epcot vibes. I love it.
Yeah, it totally does.
I think it's meant to be a play on Epcot because it is kind of funny how like Epcot has a lot of things that are basically like have very violent colonialist history behind them, and they're like, here is this. It's fine.
This is actually a pretty cool car. This is an underrated sci-fi car.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
It's got cool doors. It's got a cool
It's got
portfolio.
a bunch of crazy features.
It can turn you
drive
into
itself.
cannoli.
It turns you into
And you don't die in a car accident.
and one of my favorite features of this weird
Maybe
this-
the phone
this weird
slowly
future.
solidifies as you crash to absorb the
But it
shock.
can't be slow because then you'll die. Like it has
No,
to like
no,
do it
it's actually
immediately.
better if it's slow. If it, I mean, when I mean slow, I don't mean slow like our version of slow, like within like you know what I mean, like a like an airbag,
Yeah,
but like for all over.
This is my favorite feature of this weird future.
That
is
they
the
listen to
most
commercial
popular
songs, yeah.
things. The most popular songs are all fucking commercial songs.
Well, that's how neutered their society
Yeah.
is.
Exactly right.
Of like the
There's no
sex
real
and
art.
violence.
Yeah.
And
I
you
think
know,
it's one of the more brilliant criticisms
It
of the
is, yeah.
movie because every piece of art is commercialized, and I think
And
like
then-
because the director and the writer are art, like you know the artist, like I think he probably really appreciated that
and
idea.
it's also a take on like how we're so into nostalgia.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
because it's all old
It's right,
shit
exactly.
that people have made their own in the present.
I love
Yeah.
it. So sorry, didn't even have. Everyone's like, okay, let's time to leave. He just keeps finding him. The verbal morality statute.
It's one of the best parts of the movie when
Yeah.
he says boggle.
Boggle. My boggle. In the TV version of this that I had, when he kicks it the first time, it breaks. There's none of this with him
Yeah.
like throwing the guy through it. They cut all that out. He's-
Yikes.
oh no, all this violence.
Not in the Hall of Violence.
Why were they loaded? Why were the guns on display be loaded? Why would
Yeah,
they
why
have
is there ammunition?
Because
Why?
that's accurate.
no?
Nobody thought somebody was gonna use it.
The bullets would be dead by now. Like I think like bullets. Like don't bullets go bad eventually? Like doesn't the gun? Am I crazy?
No, bullets are forever. Guns are forever.
Bullets are for-
I'm looking it up because I don't know.
Guns are immortal.
Guns.
This is America.
I mean, maybe he loaded it off camera.
Okay. Ammunition, if stored correctly, can last almost indefinitely. Okay, so if it was stored correctly.
Yeah, they store everything correctly. They store their prisoners on ice. They put their guns fully loaded,
Yeah,
I love
totally.
kept away.
I love that.
Every
little-
part of society.
That little, just like he doesn't even look at them. He's just
Yeah.
like, you're getting in my way. Shut up.
This movie is pretty accurate. There's also no Radio Shack in the future.
Yeah, right.
That's true.
Damn, called it.
Called it. What are his virtues?
Yeah, right.
They're whatever Simon says.
Never mind. You know,
Time for a Star Wars reference. Oh, and a Rambo.
Rambo.
Every good Stallone movie
Has a Rambo reference?
has every good like non-Rocky, non-Rambo movie has a Rambo reference in it. You know?
Tango and Cash?
That's how you know it's good.
Force. There it is. What we got?
It's what we got.
He just wants something. Yeah, I guess.
Why would he think to like that would be safe to put in his brain?
I know, right?
I don't.
It's cop logic. It's so easy.
He's saying, well, they don't got any guns, so they must not have anything good.
Yeah, but put it somewhere else, like I don't know, his back or something, not his brain.
Just put that man into a vegetative state, and
Yeah, the guy's a vegetable now.
and he's no better than Simon Phoenix.
It's all right.
I love that there's a fucking Civil War cannon in there.
No Confederate flag though.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's
Not
right.
that kind of violence. Just
It's because they're not in Florida yet.
good lord.
Boom.
Yo,
Yeah, man, it's the cannon. Blew it up.
Okay, those Civil War cannons would not work still.
Right?
Absolutely not.
You keep them in working order.
What?
they cleaned it real good.
Why in the Hall of Violence?
Listen. Truffaut once said, all good movies are a balance of truth and spectacle.
Yeah.
And that's the lens that I kind of apply
Of
at
course.
this point. It's like
Of
that's
course.
any leaps in logic unless
What
they
I
like
asked this
unless they
question-
like completely take me out of the movie. It's like
when
just
I
chalk
ask
it
this
up to
question,
spectacle.
I don't mean it in
No, I know.
an annoying Reddit film bro way.
Right,
I just
exactly.
mean it in the this silly old.
No, we're a podcast. It's all good.
I'm not actually angry at the movie.
No.
For not explaining
Of
to me for
course not.
5 minutes. Right? Like they just have all the ammunition.
So this is the second time that they officially fight in the movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is like I feel like this doesn't happen enough in action movies where like the good guy and bad guy like
Fight more than
Face
once.
off.
fight off a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Like usually they just build to like a big fight at the end
Yeah.
and then it's over.
They have like a
But
couple
they have a good back and forth.
they have a couple one-on-ones and then they have a couple of other times where they're like in groups fighting each other. Oh shit.
Well, I feel like a lot of times nowadays it's always like the henchmen that are going to fight,
Yeah.
and then at the end it's like video games where
It's
it's like
like,
you
yeah,
gotta get to
final
the
boss,
boss
yeah.
battle, and it's like no, in this movie it's like nah, Simon Phoenix
Oh, man.
is minding his own
This
business.
movie is about these two guys
Yeah,
and they hate each other.
I wish we did have more of that where it was like
I love this film. God damn.
He's so good. He's like funny, but like a legit sociopath. It's great.
There's apparently years ago they were trying to get a prequel made
Really.
which
to
is
have Demolition Man versus Simon Phoenix, like
again.
90s
Yeah.
movie, you know,
Their whole history leading up to the beginning of
an
this movie.
origins
Yeah.
Simon Phoenix origins movie.
Was this
Was there a Demolition Man video game?
You're on TV?
There was one I think on Sega. I think
There had to have been.
I've
right?
seen art or box art of it.
Yes, Simon Says. That's dope. I love that.
Yeah, there's a 16-bit
Oh yeah, it's just like a Genesis
the
one.
world, you hear that?
Super NES, Sega Genesis, Sega CD.
So that's like a sonic weapon.
Yeah.
No, it's electromagnetic. They said.
Oh, it is okay.
The magnetic accelerator. You know what it reminds me of? Eraser. Remember that gun from Eraser?
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie. I haven't seen it in a long time. I should look for it in the short.
Purse?
Look at his car. It's so
Is that
crazy.
a purse?
He's got a like
It's his lunch
Metal
bag
purse.
or something.
Or is it like okay?
It looks like the thing where you make the quesadillas.
it's like great maker.
The stress breeder is inside.
Stress. Did it say stress breeder?
It did. Say
I thought it was stress bringer.
It said stress breeder. Maybe the captions are wrong.
Yeah, they might be. I don't know.
And it's amazing that for this moment he's dressed in all in white. He looks like the
Yeah.
Pope.
Yeah, he does.
Now, don't you have a joke? Huh? Isn't there a thought repeating in that?
It's
Paul
weird that
Feig,
that
great
speech
skills.
is what he hears in his head, like before this.
Well, he knows it. That's
Yeah.
why he's saying it. He's reinforcing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's programmed it into him.
It's his-
He's reinforcing
Look
his
how
program.
fake this gun looks. Look at it. What is that? Why did you show a close up of this?
Because they'd rather be safe.
Yeah. There's some cool car design here too, and those are like
Well, they
Hey,
got
you
a
got
bunch
a
of,
Bell reference.
they're apparently there's like $60 million worth of like prototype
cars.
automobiles that they got from like auto shows and
I was
from
gonna
different
say,
companies and stuff, so that
those
they'd have
are like
futuristic
real
cars.
cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Wacky.
Whatever it is, sounds
It's
supposed
just-
to be.
So if you went to a car show in the 90s, you might have seen
Oh yeah.
some of these cars just hanging out.
The Homer. Yes.
Why
Her
can't-
butchering of the idiom.
Why can't Stallone? Why can't a 74-year-old like authentic person be our president? They'd be young.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, right.
They'd be with it. They'd still be old.
Detective John Spartan. Temporarily reinstated the San Angeles Police Department.
Temporarily. Once they catch Simon Phoenix, they'll send him to work at Walmart.
Yeah. No, they're putting him in the fridge.
It's the duty cool the exploits of John Spartan.
Yeah.
So apparently, there's a Sting song called Demolition.
There
Man.
is a Sting song called Demolition Man. I think it was on the soundtrack too.
On the soundtrack.
But did it come before the movie?
I
No,
think it came
It's
before
for
the
the
movie.
wrote it for the
for the
movie.
movie.
No, I think it was an old Sting song and they just reused it.
Really?
Let's find out.
And then they made a music video.
That's really funny if they just like made this whole movie to name after a Sting song.
Oh no, Stallone said in 2020 that the sequel's in development.
He says that for every
Every
film
time.
he's in. There's always a sequel in development.
The title theme is a heavier remix of a song originally recorded by Grace Jones, written by Sting during his time as frontman for the Police. The song was first released in March 1981 as an advanced single from Jones' fifth album, Night Clubbing. Sting released an EP featuring this song and other live tracks entitled Demolition Man.
You had it.
Yeah, so he redid it.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
But
And
Grace-
it was called Demolition Man. Like
Yes.
that's all. Wow. That's crazy. I wonder if Billy Idol's Speed was also existed before the movie Speed that they used at the end. I love.
Should be just a matter of
See,
TikTok.
but why?
It's a
Why
matter of
is it
TikToks.
randomly now TikToks and not
Yeah.
time? Why is time now TikToks?
It's cool, bro.
This is why one of the reasons why this is like for many years this has been one of my favorite movies to watch high, because like not only is it like visually very like aesthetically appealing, but also like all the weird quirks
The
of all these
Schwarzenegger
people.
library?
Yes, the Schwarzenegger library. Yes.
So this was written. This was written in supposedly as a dig, or not as a dig, but as a reference because of the reference in Last Action Hero
To Stallone.
to Stallone being the star of T2.
So, oh yeah.
And guess
In that
what?
universe.
He got the last damn laugh because he got to be the governor of California for a while. So his political dreams were realized.
It looks like the Grace Jones and the Sting version and the Police version were both like in 1981.
Oh
Yep.
wow.
Whoa. It all starts with the song, baby.
Love this.
The sewer reminds him of biscuits and gravy. That's disgusting.
No, right?
Biscuits and gravy smells like poop.
He's
Well, no, because I mean the people live down there and they're cooking rat burgers and
Yeah.
stuff. You know, yeah.
No, it just shows that he's gutter trash.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Comes from the least.
This is also like an interesting commentary.
The franchise was
Right, exactly.
The franchise wars. That should be a movie.
Like in 1993, was Taco Bell that much of a force that they thought they would win a war between
Well,
all the
the
fast
writer
food-
said that was they thought that it was like the cheapest.
Yeah.
That would
Oh.
win
Oh yeah, okay.
because it's like the cheapest food.
that makes sense. And,
And
there's a version of the movie. I forget what it is.
When they took it into other countries, not
Yeah.
other countries had Taco
They
Bell.
didn't have right,
So they would call it
made
Pizza Hut.
Or Pizza Hut. That's right.
I would like to
This is
see
owned by the
Ronald
same
McDonald go to war with the
Ow.
Taco Bell Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't even know the Taco Bell Chihuahua would even exist in this
No, they
timeline.
didn't.
Yeah.
Mm.
Taco Bell didn't have any of that branding yet.
Yeah.
They should have made Stallone the Chihuahua.
All of this Taco Bell and there's not one quesadilla or Baja Blast.
I love the design of the food too, because it does kind of look like Taco Bell
Yeah.
food, but it
No.
looks like Taco Bell food, like cut into little like gourmet,
But we have
like,
the-
expensive pieces.
But we have this today. There's like that
Are
like
they making
gastric
Baja Blast?
yeah, right.
for sure. Well, we have like this like they have like the like gastro culinary food where they like make food out of like
Wow, for
chemicals and stuff like that. I feel like that's probably what they're eating here.
well, they're
You know?
mocking the like high end
Yeah.
eating, which is very small plates, like kind of like little presentations of like food.
That's what I'm saying though, like that, but they're making it look like also
Taco Bell.
like Taco Bell food, but in that style, which is so hilarious to me.
This guy who plays the henchman, he's also in Beetlejuice, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was just I was thinking about him.
He's the best at being just like a gay henchman. Like
He looks like he's about to conjure Beetlejuice.
that's the best. He's probably dead.
So let's find out.
Glenn Shaddix, you mean?
Glenn
That is-
Shaddix died in September
I think, yeah.
7th, 2010.
Yeah.
2010. He in
He
the
died?
the big one.
He was only 58.
Yeah, I remember that.
So he's not gonna be in the Beetlejuice sequel.
No.
Maybe as a ghost.
As a ghost?
You never know. We can do it.
I love this where he's like,
He-
actually, this is not so.
He
great."
was one of the few openly gay people to like be in LA because he came out at 17.
Wow.
I guess he felt he was unable to
Well, this-
pass. He was like, I am gay.
I love that every time he curses, even if they're nowhere near, there's always in the background somewhere you hear a buzzard.
Oh no, his story is very sad. Oh dear.
Yeah.
No, like I don't know. Maybe it's a story for after the commentary.
Yeah,
It's really
maybe.
depressing. Let's just
And in
say
the background, is that like his bodyguard, like Lex Luthor?
He's like his like assistant.
he does the real work of running the government.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
he pulls the levers
Yeah.
when he's
He
told.
does the filing, all that.
The levers.
Because he offers his services
I love
later
that shot.
to-
That's a great camera
to
shot.
Simon Pheonix and to Edgar Friendly. You know,
Yeah.
he's just a facilitator.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the
So
chick
that's
girl.
his
He's a
daughter.
professional henchman.
He's a great man. I love it's like multicolored smoke and stuff.
Well, that's not very friendly.
I love how all their food is like cereal. Like,
Yeah.
What are they stealing?
Pellets.
Right. It is. It's like animal food. Both seconds of story. I love that. The way we pause to make a witticism is that scrap was
So the people underground brought up their motorcycle
Yep.
Yeah.
to just drive by once.
Yeah, what was that guy's job?
Why are they all dressed like Mad Men?
They look like Mad Max.
Or
You go live underground, you commit to a theme.
Yeah.
I guess Mad Max
Yeah.
theme.
We're not gonna pretend the world is pretty.
Not them being defeated by a tent.
And that's,
Yeah, right.
and that is a
They
quiz
couldn't get up.
valet filled with food. So is that Uber Eats?
Yeah, maybe. There's like a I think it was
Not them
like
stealing sauce.
Breakfast abandonment. It's like there's a new shepherd in town.
There's a new shepherd
New
in.
shepherd. in
also
town.
reckless abandonment is wrong. It's reckless abandonment.
Outcasts and deserters who choose to live beneath
But
the sewers.
That's nitpicking, obviously.
They're a constant irritation for harmony. And
Constant irritation.
A society of
I love this
thieves.
right here.
Thieves.
Dude, Pop was there's this parody.
Wow, reference to Laserdisc. Gotta get that Star Wars on Laserdisc, yo.
Yo,
Yeah, man.
laser disc, baby.
It's going on forever.
That's the only way to see the real Star Wars on Laserdisc.
Yeah, that's right. Bob's face. Excuse me.
That's like cutting off on a drive.
I had to try really hard to like talk now because I just want to watch the movie.
I know.
Like her.
It's been a while since a while. I probably watched it like last year at some point. But
We literally watched this 2 weeks ago.
But I love it.
Yeah, I know.
it's,
you
yeah.
I like the way in this shot, like it's just like so pretty, like just lights, like just like faded in the distance behind them.
And the way that they're lit with the glow of like the screens and stuff is really good too.
It starts setting the romantic vibes.
I like
here.
that she talks like a fangirl
Yeah,
in a way.
she is.
Don't worry, they're gonna cut that plot. You don't have to worry.
Yeah,
about it.
Yeah. Don't worry, it ain't gonna happen.
I'm worried she's gonna think I'm a primitive, but she's eating her own feces in the sewer.
She's eating rat burgers.
No, if you can afford a rat burger, you're eating rat burger. But if you can't afford it, what are you gonna eat?
What else are you eating? You're eating the pellets. The
Yeah,
box of
right,
pellets.
the
thing.
pellets. Yeah, man.
Dang, I didn't realize how thin her eyebrows are. She's got the 90s brows. Crimes were committed against women in the 90s. Their eyebrows never grew.
Hey, it looks like those PSP discs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
I
also the
remember
GameCube discs were like really
TV
small.
became big. Everyone was trying to think what's gonna be different from DVDs, and they tried to like start promoting these little smaller discs, but then they never worked out. Yeah, like
Well,
The
GameCube
GameCube
went
discs were
full
like
of it.
small like that.
GameCube embraced it.
mhm.
Illuminate.
This is great production design too. This whole room,
Mhm.
this gigantic fireplace, and like
This
it's also
movie's
just so
costuming
big.
and set design is really, its production
Yes.
design is really beautiful.
It
Actually,
really, yeah.
The only reason I have a fireplace that large is to throw him in.
Yeah, it probably. I mean, that's probably what it was used before too. Like he's probably thrown people in there himself.
You're fired, literally.
This is such a great needle drop too. This little music cue, that little. First of all, I need Jesse Ventura.
Well, that's the other thing that was cut out. Supposedly, was they cut out a lot of the gore and the action and violence.
Oh yeah.
Because out of the 6 people he unfreezes, we only see 2 of them being killed.
Right.
And apparently there's supposed to be a fight between Jesse Ventura and Sylvester Stallone
Oh. Man.
What?
on the cutting room floor.
Damn.
Yeah, we need a director's cut.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, let's get that director's cut.
The director's an artist, but he doesn't give a fuck about your director.
Release the Brambilla cut.
You want the Joel Silver cut.
Yeah.
Gonna cash in and make some more money. Santa Mona.
It's gonna be in black and white and 4x3.
That would be amazing. They just released a cut of Johnny Mnemonic that's in black and white.
Oh whoa.
But it's like really well done, but like really subtle shades, and like the director actually like really prefers it.
Have you ever seen the new Mad Max, the Chrome edition?
No.
Oh, I want to see that. Yeah, no, I haven't.
I feel like that would be good.
Yeah, I want to check it out.
I like watching my movies in color, despite what people think.
Unless it's Clerks.
I'm a big fan of color. No, I like Clerks 2 and 3 in color.
Look at that, very not bad. He's like already starting to talk like them.
Very not bad. Kind of joy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Hashtag joy.
I love her jukebox.
Yeah, she's got the perfect history nerd domicile. It's awesome.
Don't you understand? She's basically like a Star Wars fanboy.
She's
I love how it's like
Well, for the
she's
20th
basically a
century.
millennial.
she's saying she's saying it's a 20th century apartment, but everything there is basically from the 50s.
Yeah.
Well,
Except
it's
for
all like
except for
Americana.
Lethal
Yeah.
Weapon poster.
But that's in her office.
That's
This is her
true.
house. This is
Oh, I
all
was gonna say about the Lethal Weapon poster because they also had
all
the
that shit that-
police
that
officer
would
from
be
Lethal
like
Weapon also.
Yeah.
I also noticed that there's like a lot of Pepsi products, and
Yeah,
that's
there's a
when you
lot
go to
of-
Taco Bell, there's only Pepsi products.
That
Yep.
they give her the initiative of asking for sex. I do.
I love how matter of fact she is
Yeah,
about it
let's
too.
have
Let's
sex.
have sex. I would like to have sex. It's so funny watching this like when
Yeah.
you've seen it before and knowing that
What's
they're
coming.
like talking about two completely
Yeah.
different things,
And
and
they-
the way they talk about it makes it so obvious. Like she's like, let's have sex. He's like, oh,
Alright, yeah, let's do
And she's like,
that.
all right, let's do it. Okay. And she
And
puts
this-
on Love Boat.
This also happens in Austin Powers, basically.
I'm
Oh
telling
my
you,
God, yeah. This is it is.
parody. I'm
It
telling
totally
you.
is. That's so funny.
What are you not getting? I've known this for years. Why are you all just figuring this out?
I can just figure it out. I mean, I'm only like for that beginning part, but
Yeah.
like the fact that like the
No, a
whole
lot,
thing-
almost a whole,
Yeah,
almost the
this
whole
is-
thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like you could look at different parts.
That was another thing of the
Is it
Kick
time
off
to
TV.
wipe yourself after?
tits in it. So
No, you're gonna get sweaty. You're gonna get hot and sweaty.
Oh, it's the sweat. It's not
You get
the.
sweaty. You're gonna need a towel, and maybe you're gonna orgasm. You're gonna need to wipe yourself down.
And also, obviously, parodies a lot of James Bond films, but like,
yeah, of course.
but a
Yeah.
lot of the like
That's like
all the stuff about like freezing on all that, like it's all
Yeah, yeah.
Demolition Man stuff.
mhm. So yeah, when I had this on video taped from TV, there were no boobs in this. So the first time I saw the theatrical version, I was like, "Whoa, Sandra Bullock's boobs!" Which obviously that's probably not Sandra Bullock's boobs.
Well,
I mean,
if
it
they
might
don't
be.
show her face, probably not.
Yeah, no, they don't. They don't show her face with her boobs at all. They just show boobs.
This is very. I would get a seizure. Isn't
It's
this
pretty-
a seizure?
well,
Oh, those
Yeah,
are
this is like
boobs.
crazy.
those are definitely not her boobs.
Oh yeah, not.
Those are too big.
Yo, still look like he was about
I
to
feel
come.
like this movie probably killed a few people.
He was about
He
to
makes
come.
that face like,
Oh no, that's the face. I'm glad I never had sex with fucking Sylvester Stallone.
Do the old fashioned way.
See,
The
that would
What,
be-
Mambo? The
Hunka
Hunka Chunka. I've never heard of the Hunka Chunka.
That's like insane.
The hunker chunk.
Downfall of society. AIDS, there was NRS. After NRS, there was UBT.
I love this. Oh my god. So dystopian.
Wow. Yeah.
Engineer
Behavior
out
engineering,
of
that's what I'm
yeah.
telling you. It's not just
Yeah.
about, they also affected people's brains.
Even mouth transfer.
Yeah.
Oh no. Those good kids.
So does getting your orgasms through like the machine, does that start rewiring your brain to his society?
That's what I wonder. Do you orgasm? From
Yeah,
that?
it's alpha waves. It's in your brain.
Yeah, but
In your brain, you orgasm.
but do you like orgasm?
I
Like,
think-
Well, see,
No,
so
there's no
first,
fluid.
the first sex organ is the brain. You would, because once your brain gets stimulated, the other parts of your body are stimulated too. I would assume that you know,
yeah.
then feel it's like a sex dream.
It
It's
would
basically
feel-
it's basically like having a wet
Yeah.
dream with somebody
Yeah.
else in the dream with you.
So everyone that does this just comes in their pants?
Yep. No
That's
food.
what I was
drink,
saying. That's what the
come in
towel's for.
pants. Go take a shower. Everyone walking around with wet spots on their jeans.
I know, right? Like,
Gross.
she didn't even tell him, like, oh, take off
Your pants. She's like, nah, you'll clean that up at home.
Don't worry about it.
Also,
I love
what's my
this
thing?
shirt.
If he doesn't even fucking know how the seashells work,
Yikes.
how would she think he would know how sex helmets work? Why would she think that would be the thing that he understood?
Then that, not only that, but like, she's a student of the 20th
I know.
century.
They didn't
She
have
knows.
sex helmets.
She knows when she says, let's have sex.
She means
She knows
sex
what
helmets.
he thinks she means.
Yeah.
Well, I was wondering because they do mention like you can get a license to get pregnant,
You
but
have
then
to
But
put it in
there's
a
no
lab.
sex involved.
it's just like turkey basting.
They take, it's turkey.
Oh, they
no,
take
not
the
even turkey
fluids?
basting. I think they raise the babies
IVF.
in an
like,
artificial
incubators, yeah.
yeah. They might do IVF. They might still use
Maybe.
like uterus, but I think they grow them in a lab.
Yeah, it sounds like from the description they used, that's what it sounded like. I love this shirt that he's wearing right
Yeah.
now. It's such a weirdly like
This is such a
futuristic-
futuristic 90s apartment.
I know. I love the like old ideas of futuristic.
Oh,
Boob.
Damn.
Damn.
Kiss my boob.
Lucky Martin.
No, right?
The random women call their tits out.
No. Why does the time go up to 100 seconds
Wait.
before it goes to the next? No,
Ti-
it's going.
Time
like,
is measured differently.
No, it's going to 99.
Talks, you know.
No kiss kiss.
Hey, a reference to Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
How did
Oh,
you get this footage? Wouldn't it be? I forgot.
Wait, but Kiss Kiss Bang Bang
Oh,
came out after.
yeah.
He got into the knitting zone.
Yeah. See, the knitting.
I love
It's
it.
powerful, man. I'm telling you.
Just get consumed. See, the more action heroes should knit.
In a single
Yeah.
night? What the fuck?
He's that good. As good as Simon Pheonix is at kicking.
Exactly right. It's
No.
good
They
at
give you the
knitting.
feel and then you get really good at it. You don't even think about it. It's instinctual.
Yeah. I wish that was real, man. Also, this is kind of like forbearing the Matrix, where they can just like
Mhm.
inject skills into
Which
your brain.
that's been a long term, like
Yeah.
future, like wish we could just learn by like
Yeah.
plugging something into our brains features.
Do you know what a petty point is?
I don't.
Damn.
I don't, I'm failed. Then again,
Damn.
I crochet more than I knit. so-
John Spartan.
Spartan knows more about knitting than
Damn.
Knitting master.
But see, part of my problem is I almost wonder.
I'm a seamstress.
Yeah, see, I knew it. Petty point is an embroidery technique, not a knitting technique. Oh, and I like when I said this, he says like I don't think all those terms are knitting terms.
Yeah.
So is he saying he can also embroider? Is he saying he can?
He can
also
do fucking everything. They're gonna
How come he can curse inside the car?
they're gonna put Jeffrey Dahmer out of his cryo prison and put him to work making fucking shirts and fucking underwear for people.
Why is he not getting those little papers in the car saying he's cursing?
I wonder when you get your
Oh,
paycheck,
the
does it just
plot
say you
thickens.
lost $1,000 because
I guess.
you owe us money?
Whoa.
Torture methodology.
Torture methodology.
Yeah, I know, right?
Murder, death, kill.
Murder, death, kill training.
Violent behavior.
Violent behavior is my favorite one.
As if he didn't
This
already
is not a
have
rehab
violent
program.
behavior. Like,
We need to make you more violent. You're not violent enough. Oh yeah, wow, I wonder why.
he's a man. City. Like, rude.
I'll be subtle.
Ah!
How rude.
I'm good at something.
Right.
I love this right here.
Be well.
Enhance your. That's the one term.
Grunts.
That's the one term they have that I think is like
Enhance your-
enhance your.
Drink
calm.
every time they say enhance your calm.
That one actually would be okay because they don't say it too much. They say it just enough that you probably get a good buzz. but you
That'd
wouldn't
be
like
well.
Yeah.
I don't think this kid was an accident.
There's some.
All of a sudden, you say, why didn't he blow your brains out? Yeah, matters a social security system. You had a full 10 seconds to figure out what
Bang.
Barbaric behavior.
But it worked. Oh
Yeah, fuck your TVs.
to ruin the teleconferencing room.
And that was probably really hard to do back in the day because they didn't
Yeah.
have like flat screens like they used to.
No, yeah, these
Yeah.
are all little
Like
TVs.
this is like
Yeah.
a pain in the
Yeah.
ass.
Isn't he actually behind one of those? What if he would have killed him?
I don't think he would fit in one of them. And his head would be the wrong size.
See, I'm saying he was right there.
Oh yeah, he is.
some things security defense do.
But he wasn't shooting in that direction because you see the room is behind them.
Yeah.
Detective. Yeah, anything
Wait, there's a huge window. Why did he think
So
he could
confused.
trick him?
Yeah, I don't.
He's just sitting there.
I don't know.
Joe is a genius.
I think that editing is a little moosh mushy.
Yeah,
You know what it is? It's a cut. He went from that room all the way over here, and they didn't show us the cut. That's why they didn't show John walking to his office desk. But it's,
Yeah,
Yeah, for real. How did they not see him? Is it like
I don't know.
I don't know why he thought he was hidden there. Is my point. Like he's sitting behind. Like you can
It's-
clearly see him from there.
He's a master civil engineer. People will look
Yeah,
at
he
the
is.
screen.
maybe you can't see him like an interrogation room?
It's two-way glass. Like I don't know.
In the future, we need giant flashlights. We haven't figured out how to have small flashlights.
I know, right?
That looks like the thing from Luigi's Mansion to catch ghosts.
The last thing you want to do in the sewers is run out of flashlight.
Oh, okay.
That's
yeah.
gonna last like 8 years in the sewer.
Yeah, right.
Enhance his calm.
So, how many movies, right?
Mm.
The Dark Knight Rises, the cops go into the sewers.
Yep.
Demolition Man, the cops go into the sewers.
You want me to look up how many times cops go into sewers?
I'm just saying, all good movies, cops gotta go into sewers. Okay,
It's not a real movie if you know.
it's not a good movie if the cops are not in the sewers.
You'll be shocked how often cops go into sewers because a lot of those crime movies where like they go into sewers.
Yeah.
I know. I don't mimic. They go into sewers.
Oh, police access only.
Wait.
Got away with words.
You know, there's no real lists like this, and I almost feel like it should be invented somehow.
Yeah.
Like, do I need to develop a website where I'm like, are you trying to find out every time a cop goes into a sewer? Here you go.
Well, that's what like what's that website where they
TV
just have
tropes?
lists that people vote on? There's like lists of everything.
Yeah, but those aren't thorough enough because I feel
Yeah.
like
It's just whoever finds this thing and
Yeah.
votes on it. Yeah.
Okay, we're have our eyes peeled for Jack Black.
For Jack Black, yeah.
As
Peeled eyes.
Then you.
Now my dog's better than yours.
So my thing is, if they are like, right, if the society's so perfect, and they're like probably all like vegans and vegetarians, right?
Yes.
Why are they still singing? Like, wouldn't they cancel themselves for singing about meat?
But it's our
For singing about meat?
It's a memory. It's just
Singing about
it's just
meat?
nostalgia.
So fucked up.
They sing it like it's a fantasy, like it's not real.
Yeah. What is that emanation?
What is that emanation? It's ass.
Oh yeah, meat.
Rat meat. So they're eating Master Splinter?
Yep,
Bro, that burger looks good. I don't give a fuck.
it does.
Man, they went into the store and killed Master Splinter. That's messed up.
He speaks Spanish, but he doesn't. He barely speaks any Spanish to her.
He can understand it. He just can't
Yeah.
speak it.
Well, he says a few words.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of making me want a burger and a beer now.
Dang, you're right.
Yeah,
Hey man, and if rat tastes that good, then rat tastes that good. It is what it is. Meat is.
You know what's gonna win the fast food wars
Cows.
in the sequel to this movie? Rat burger. That's gonna be the number
The
one.
rat burger.
Taco Bell's going under.
Featuring Keenan and Kel. Rat burger.
It's rats.
Not bad.
Not
He
bad.
sells it so good. Come on.
I know.
It does, yeah.
Not bad.
It is. It's true. He said Prego.
Maybe that's why he understands some Spanish because he's Italian.
Because he's, yeah, Italian.
See, and he ate the whole damn burger.
Damn right he did.
Damn right he ate that rat burger.
Is that?
No, there's definitely a racial undertone.
No, it's like one of his.
There's a racial undertone to like who's considered
Oh,
the undesirable
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
like 1000%.
Definitely.
Where
But
are
there's white people too.
He's one of his like henchmen when Dennis Leary's talking, I think. What have they done?
What did they think that they were living under here like cannibals, like eating people?
I know,
Like
right? Well, that's how propaganda works.
yeah, it's true. How could she know all of this and she doesn't understand he wouldn't know what sex helmets are? I'm still
She's not into pornography. She can't watch it. She's not thinking about sex the way we are.
But she obviously understands that they used to do fluid transfer. Come on.
Yeah, but she's not thinking.
She was
about
being
it.
omitted. It was-
Also, he's been here for a couple days. He could fucking Google something himself.
Do they have
Right.
Google? They do have those little. Isn't that so funny that in this world they don't think that we would have little computers in our hands, but we would have to like go to like a 411 directory, like a phone booth and look for stuff. Okay, where's Jack Black?
It's somewhere.
No
here.
Jack Blacks. No Jack Blacks yet.
You tell Cocktail we can kiss my ass.
Yeah, that's right. I said it. I don't give a who the hell you are.
He will. That's it.
Oh shit! I saw him.
It's like so quick.
Holy shit!
So quick, yeah.
He got his gun whacked.
Yeah.
Wow, that's Jack Black's official fight
There's a
scene.
guy outside
Yeah.
Taco Bell.
Dang. He must have been freaking out internally.
I know, right?
How much better would this movie be?
There's but
How much better would this movie be if Jack Black gave this speech instead of?
thank you.
It's true.
Oh my god. Look at this guy like, I love Dennis Leary's fucking comedy, man.
This is why he became the head of the sewer, because he's entertaining.
Oh, okay.
He's an
Got charisma.
entertainer. Every night is open
But
mic
I
night
will
in the
say
sewer.
this is like one of the few movies that I actually find Dennis Leary attractive because he looks really good. Come down in, start.
listen to my stand-up comedy.
Look at that, he's so young,
He's
such a
so
baby.
young.
The most acting Dennis Leary has done in years.
So this is really weird because like
You know what? Yeah, no, yeah.
because we did that podcast about Biodome
Yeah.
and Jack Black had a cameo in Biodome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And now we're doing a podcast about Demolition Man and Jack Black has a cameo in Demolition.
We gotta find all the Jack. What was that movie?
The cable guy?
Guitar on the Lawn.
Oh, he's in the cable guy?
It's like a teen movie or something. I think.
Oh, Orange County?
I don't
Orange
think
County?
That was-
Stoner?
he had like a
That
role
was
in that.
Biodome.
Was that what it was? What he was playing on the lawn? Yeah. Look, there's Jesse Ventura.
Goatee Jesse Ventura. Looks like
Also in Batman and Robin.
Cryogenically frozen criminals?
Yep.
Or are these just people he found?
No, he like asked Hot Toe to defrost all of these.
these are the people he was fans of, but he knows won't overshoot.
How did he find like groupies so quickly?
I know, right?
With the
Did they also defrost the groupies? Were the groupies frozen?
7 women that were arrested for
So
solicitation.
they are whores.
They were arrested for solicitation. I would also need you to unfreeze these criminals as well. Thank you very much. They're gonna need girlfriends. Unfreeze these.
You gotta
women.
unfreeze the hose.
Yeah, man.
Terrible.
I didn't even think of it. You did.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
they're all dressed like
all
they're
dressed the
there
same way.
for one reason and one reason only.
Yep.
That's not me.
Didn't one of the guys look like The Rock's uncle?
They all look like they could be descendants of pro wrestlers.
It's true. See, they need to bring back
I
fun
think one of the guys looked like the Wild Samoans.
because this is the kind of movie that I want MJF to do when he finally gets into
Oh
acting.
man.
This is exactly the kind of movie
He
MJF
should
needs
do a
to do.
marine movie.
Oh, not even
Oh, no, not another
like
marine
something
movie.
like where he can like do his comedy chops
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like do.
Whoa.
And I love
Oh
how-
my god, is that Rikishi?
What?
Let's find out.
There's a fat guy. It looks like Rikishi.
I don't think this movie made a ton of money though. Like, but was it considered a bomb?
I don't. It actually it debuted #1 at the box office. It grossed 58 million by the end of its box office run and 159 million worldwide. On a budget of 45 to 77 million, it was a success.
Wow.
But the worldwide was 55, or that's just a domestic?
159 was worldwide.
Film critic Roger Ebert was asked why this film was considered a success, but Last Action Hero was considered a disappointment despite similar budgets and box office grosses. Ebert concluded it was due to expectations and that the film was seen as a comeback for Stallone, whose career had been flagging, whereas Schwarzenegger failed to live up to his previous record-breaking successes.
That was like the peak of like Schwarzenegger's popularity.
Mhm.
Last Action Hero rules, man. Fuck those people.
The MTV Movie Awards nominated Wesley Snipes in the Best Villain category.
And he didn't win? What was robbed?
What won though? Like
I have no idea what won in 1990.
like I was recently I recently watched Dog Day Afternoon for the first time. and I
Okay,
was
let's
like,
see who
How
won.
did Pacino not win Best Actor?
Oh,
And I looked it up.
So
And I looked it up.
But for The Crush in 1994, she was up against Macaulay Culkin in The Good Son, John Malkovich in The Line of Fire, Wesley Snipes in Demolition Man, and the T-Rex from Jurassic Park.
The
And
T-Rex?
evil woman wins. She's evil.
See, this is an Oldsmobile, so these are all
Yeah.
prototype Oldsmobiles in here
Oh yeah.
that were donated.
Oh my God, you guys, in 1994, the most desirable male was Billy Baldwin in the movie Still.
Hot.
And the most desirable female was Janet Jackson in Poetic Justice. That makes sense. I get that. But Billy Baldwin. Is that the cat trying to like claw its way in? Like, let me.
This tunnel looks familiar. I've definitely seen this tunnel in other movies.
What was that movie where it's also in LA and he's underground?
Daylight.
Daylight. It looks like Daylight.
That one, like where it's not that's not where the bridge collapses right now. That's like but there's flooding.
Yeah, they're like stuck under.
Also starring Sage Stallone.
Do they even do they don't do most desirable anymore? Like in
Yeah, they probably figured.
they figured that was probably not great.
Yeah.
Well, they had a female and a male category. Tom Cruise was also
Man, I need one of those for my car.
Yeah, right.
Auto inflate.
I read all
And look,
about this.
everything about this is fucking poetry. Simon's in the future car.
Yep.
John Spartan's in the old car.
Yeah.
He uses the advantages of the future.
Yikes.
Come on.
It is, I would say, one of the best action movies of
Like-
all time.
It's a well balanced meal.
Top.
Some stunt guys riding a real car right here,
Yeah, man.
and he's doing that. He did it. He jumped from one
He
car to
did
another.
it.
That's crazy.
And now he's getting shot at. Look at that.
For
I'm
real.
just getting bullets at him. It's crazy.
This is what happens when you don't pay your Uber driver.
The 1994 MTV Movie Awards was hosted by Will Smith.
Oh shit.
Yo, the MTV Movie Awards used to be like
So Stallone paid a cop in Tango and Cash, in this movie, in Cobra,
Is he a
in
Copland?
Copland. That's 4 cops. Can you think of any other?
Cobra? I thought he
In
was just like
ICU, he's a cop.
Oh, he
Um.
wasn't a detective in that one. He was a cop.
Oh, well, now you're gonna slice between detectives and cops? No, no, I'm not slicing in between detectives and cops here.
okay, yeah, wow. So now, oh wow,
Oh,
I'm
Nighthawks.
on a rabbit hole.
Wasn't he a cop in Nighthawks?
or category.
Okay,
watch the-
Nighthawks, got it.
See, everybody's got self-drive as the future function, and it's just like I wonder how they feel how stupid they currently.
yeah, right.
So stupid. I do like the adjustable steering wheel. I think that's cool.
Now you're making that face and shit.
Oh no.
That's a fucking sweet stunt.
Finale mode activated.
No, leave
Yeah.
that.
And it turns into like styrofoam almost.
It looks delicious too.
It does.
It probably isn't
Wanna eat
delicious.
it.
Yeah.
It's
But I
like
just
a bunch
wanna
of
eat
shaving
it.
foam or something.
Yeah. That's movie magic right there, man.
Also, we haven't commented. Her name is Lanina.
Lanina.
Huxley, by
There's
the way.
no
Speaking of Brave New World.
There's no other. I don't think there's any Laninas.
Yeah, I've never heard that name in
Was he a cop in the movie with Sharon Stone? The
The
Specialist.
with Sharon Stone, the
The
special.
Specialist.
Isn't that movie about like a thief and a sniper or something? I can't remember.
No, you're thinking of Assassins.
Okay. Because Stallone plays a cop less than Schwarzenegger does.
So the most
I feel like-
desirable male and most desirable female categories were not very popular, did not last long. They went from 92 to 96 and then they were retired. So yeah, they quickly were like, no, we don't like that shit.
This,
We're all desirable.
They had sexiest performance only in 2006.
oh boy. That didn't go well.
Best shirtless performance 2013 to 2015.
Oh, just missed Lab Jedi.
Just missed. He was robbed. Driver was robbed. Driver was robbed. Wait, is Jack Black in this scene?
I don't
No.
think so.
No, he only got
The
down.
girl is though.
Notice they look like they took old tires and made
I know, right?
like their shoulder pads.
Yeah, they're made of tires.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Are they really?
Yeah.
That's the implication that they're made of tires.
How does that negates the possibility you're leaving?
So what even do
There's
they?
probably like a scene cut here, right? Because
Take this
you have
job and you can
this whole
shut
group of
it.
people that are ready to fight, but there's never like a big fight scene with all of them.
People that are walking around.
Right.
I guess we just have to assume that Edgar Friendly's people take out the rest of
Yeah.
the henchmen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Stallone doesn't.
But I feel like it was cut. Like that's
What's
it's probably
always
in the cutting room
Kind
somewhere.
of funny about like these movies. Like all of a sudden it's like you go from, well, how would this go? Oh, okay, no, everything's just okay. We're just going there. All right, we're cool. We're just there.
You just yeah.
But I mean, if anything, it makes sense because Edgar Friendly understands it's their time, because if he's that threatened by him that he's trying to have him killed, like it's time for them to, rise up and do some stuff.
I love this little like I keep like Trump. Why can't I shoot this fucking guy?
Right to be assholes.
Yeah, stand up for us, Simon Pheonix.
And even Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, Jesse, get him.
Jesse gets him. Love it.
Probably shouldn't have unfrozen Jesse Ventura.
Probably should have not unfrozen them without putting the little inhibition chip in
I
all
know,
of
right?
them.
Yeah.
This is exactly what Jesse Ventura did when he became governor. He just started
Yep, he started burning people.
killing
Fire.
people fire, and filling potholes.
Bob is a survivor.
Bobby? Excellent associate, sir. I love his little tuft of blonde.
It's blonde or is it white?
I don't know.
I think it's white. I think it's like a white streak.
It's to show he's wizard. He's wizened. He's intelligent.
It's supposed to look futuristic.
Wizard. He's in office. He's in administration. He's gotta look, aged and clever.
It's like a wig, but not.
Whoa, super jump.
I don't think that that's the best way to attack someone. Is
What,
by
jumping from a
leaping.
second story?
Have a lot of time to shoot you.
This is great because we get back to back the most feminist moment in this movie and the most fucking chauvinistic sexist moment.
In my opinion, I think the most feminist moment of this movie is when she asks him for sex. And
Well, yeah, no, I mean, you know what I mean.
I know, but I feel the fighting is
But
not
he just saw her kick
Yeah.
this dude's ass,
exactly.
and he's still like, no, I have to knock you out because
Yeah.
you might get hurt.
exactly.
And then when she confronts him about it at the end, he's like, no, don't worry about it.
Shut
He
up,
just
man.
kisses her.
Honka chonka.
Chunka.
You can't have these quandaries when you're in the end of an action movie.
Yeah, no,
That
it's
she's
gotta
having
be
right now.
It's gotta be mano a mano, so you gotta do that somehow. And making him sexist is
These are
probably
the tightest pants.
I know, oh my god.
Some yoga pants that
Yeah,
that's going on.
We gotta have maximum flexibility. His pants are incredibly baggy.
Exactly.
Meanwhile.
See, they're so brainwashed they don't think society can even go on without.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Doctor-
exactly.
That's what I
So-
think the social engineering and the
Yeah,
behavioral engineering
totally.
comes from. It's like totally to make them
He's
dependent.
daddy to them.
I
Yeah.
wonder, like, that's the thing, and I wonder if they make the babies in the labs, if when they're babies, they like indoctrinate their little
Oh, yeah.
brains. That's another way they behaviorally control them by preventing them from having babies
their own-
outside of the
It's
control
their
of
own,
the society.
it's their own little cryostasis.
Yeah.
That's what they fucking raise them
And
in
the
that shit.
thing is that they can control the population by always knowing who's procreating and who's not procreating.
Right, exactly.
And obviously, everyone who maybe had a baby outside of that parameter ends up down in the sewers or dead,
There
maybe.
you go. You have to stay here. You're a woman. No.
I will give one excuse in that he knows that Simon Pheonix is extremely dangerous.
He can use her
And
against
he can
yes,
use her
that's
against
true,
him. That's all I'll give him. But you are still right, it is still sexist because he calls sex the hunka chunka, and I will never forgive him for that.
Well,
That's
it's,
gross.
I think from a filmmaker standpoint, it's more about this has to be
See,
the final showdown.
Yeah, if you
of the
also
two of
hear,
them.
if you hear all the cryo stuff is very similar to the Batman and Robin stuff. Like
Yeah,
the guy definitely
yeah,
reused
that
pieces of
voice.
all that all these cryo sequences as like, okay, this is my cryo sequence for Batman and Robin too. Like I'm gonna use the same notes, the same sequences.
I love
Such
how
a
Simon
maniac
Phoenix just
adventure, baby.
indiscriminately kills people
Yeah.
when he no longer has any use for them.
See, and he says it right there: send a maniac to catch a maniac.
Yeah,
He knows she's not a maniac. She's
Right.
too nice.
It's weird how Jessica Ventura just disappears.
That's a better angle. Is it's not about she's a woman. It's
No,
about
it's
she's a member
of
of this
this
terrible
society.
police force that doesn't
Yeah.
know how to
But
do
this is-
anything.
In the society, she might be too trusting of Simon. If Simon tries to trick her and manipulate her and
right.
say, "Oh no, yeah, I'm gonna be fine," then she's
Which
gonna
is
think
exactly what happens to her in Speed, by the way.
exactly. I'm not saying there isn't the obvious sexual
Yeah, of
undertone
course.
of the writing. I'm just saying that there's also like anyone from this society doesn't know how to deal with
They're
Simon
not
Phoenix,
gonna
and
be
that's
able
kind
to
of the point,
appreciate
which is why they unfroze him in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, jumping, shooting.
We gotta bring back jump and shoot.
I know,
Don't
right?
do jump and shoot no more. It's
I
fun.
want to go to a gun range and only do jumping. I'm just here
Hey,
to
guys.
practice this. Ugh!
I need a gymnastics mat here so that I can do some jumping. Do you have a crash pad? Or something?
99% sure that a gun range would tell you they would never allow you to do that. But I
Ugh.
have to feel that there's maybe 1% of gun ranges that are like,
Oh,
"Okay,
yeah.
that's
Somewhere in Texas, you could
somewhere
probably
next to that.
find a
Oh, we can jump shoot. Yeah, you might shoot yourself in the foot, but we can do it."
sign this.
Sign this waiver.
Make sure to only aim at the cryocons when you do it.
I wonder if I could look it up on YouTube and find someone jump shooting for real and
I
see what
love
it
this.
looks like.
This is a really cool sequence right here too, where he like rips out the tube and frees
Yeah.
the thing, and then he swings from it, and fucking it's some good ass action movie shit right here, man.
The movie started in fire and it ends in ice.
Oh, nice. I didn't
You know,
think of that. That's good.
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's poetry. It's like a ballet.
The giant claw represents the control
Ah.
that society has over people, picking them up, and
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead.
taking their sperm.
He's so delightfully unhinged by this.
I
color.
know, he's so good.
It would have been funnier if, like, when they were trying to get him with the claw, if it could never get a grip, just like the ones in when you go to Denny's.
He tried like 5
Yeah.
times.
That was probably one of the first things that Cocteau got rid of. He was like, "We're gonna make claws that work." None of this,
as a campaign promise.
none of this false hope in these.
My claws will work.
And if you notice, they're like double claws. Like there's an inner claw and an outer claw.
Fryo ass like chicken.
Boom. How is he surprised by anything he does with this?
Wing.
And he breaks right through the fucking metal barriers. I love it.
He's so strong.
Boom. The like flow of events from one to the next is so great.
Well, the editing's pretty good.
It is.
This movie also has like good wrestling heel
Yeah.
and babyface logic.
Yeah.
It does,
Yeah.
yeah.
Simon Phoenix is a big mouth heel who talks a good game, and is ruthless. And John Spartan's basically Stone Cold Steve Austin, basically.
What am I doing wrong?
And I love there's even the callback to this like ice stuff being on the floor where the gas was on the floor at
Yeah.
the beginning. Yeah.
Is it?
Good man. This is a badass fight
Whoa.
too.
I also just love that, like, it's just the movie's like, nah, these two guys are gonna punch each other to death. Like, that's what they're gonna do. They're just gonna punch each other to death. Screw shooting guns at one another. It's
Yeah,
dead.
man, it's got to come down to hand
Yeah.
at the very end.
That's usually how most Stallone movies end.
Right.
It's also amazing how that hat doesn't fall off his head.
I know.
That hat is magical. He pinned that on.
He says, I'll see you in hell, and the best he can come up with is
Well, Stallone loved that hat so much he gave it to his character in The Expendables.
That's true.
oh yeah.
He's really into
For
that hat.
multi movies. I think he thought that's like the ultimate
He looks stylish in his hat.
tough guy army look is the little beret.
This is such great editing for a fight sequence. It's just like
Good action
So-
movies have
so
to have good
What's
editors.
what's
I mean,
interesting?
good movies in general need good editors,
Yeah.
but especially action
the
movies.
the director, what he did, one of his art pieces is literally just like taking clips from movies, and he calls it sync, and it's like he just takes like thousands of clips. Like the one I saw is like people looking up from movies, and he
Oh,
just takes
wow.
oh wow.
thousands of clips of people from different movies looking up into the camera,
Look how
and he just
look
puts
how
them all
much
together.
faster
Yeah.
Stallone is going in this
Yeah.
than him.
What?
He's at like 2x speed, and Simon Phoenix is like 10x.
Get up.
Woo.
Heads up. Yeah, yeah. Love the
Oh.
puns.
Hey, callback.
And then it shattered.
And then it shows. You see the blood. I love
Not
that.
coming back from that.
He
bro.
would lose his head if it wasn't attached.
Eh,
Blood, and now it's not.
That's not the way to get ahead in life. You know, like, that would be the head of a major corporation.
All right, that's enough.
We're
You're too
right back to
headstrong.
Austin Powers.
It's
We're gonna have to make our next commentary Austin Powers. Is where it's going. Look at it, fucking shitty explosion. I love
They
that.
ran out of.
It's like in the bottom left corner.
It's almost like they should have used a model, but I guess they didn't. Like they didn't want to.
Yeah, or like spend the money that they spent at the beginning of the movie on
Well, they
that.
built up a whole building.
Yeah.
In that, so
Edgar Friendly and all his friends were just sitting outside waiting this whole time.
No, they're fighting the other henchmen, obviously.
so everyone in that prison is dead. You have
Yep.
just killed
They're all dead.
hundreds of people.
They are all dead.
He hands it, Judge Dredd, he's handing out a death sentence.
But they've already set it up to where he would rather have died than
Oh,
be
so
in
that
the
woman's his
cryo prison.
that woman's his daughter. With the big hair.
with the big.
Where?
She's in the wide shot.
Oh,
She has big hair.
Also, where was Jack Black?
fucking A.
That's such a great moment in this movie. The first time one of them curses
Yeah.
is such a great, like,
See her.
symbolic.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah.
Look, that's.
She looks older than Sandy Bullock too. Like,
She is.
yeah.
A couch.
He's
Did
just
you guys ever find Jack Black?
What, Mr. J?
Did you guys ever find Jack Black?
Yeah.
we
yeah,
saw-
yeah. It was for like a split second.
We saw him. He was in the
Wow.
underground. Like
We are a team. Look, I'll make out. with you.
Stallone touches his gun.
Oi.
This is what makes it sexy.
Yes.
Amazing if she just pukes. Just like
Right. Oh God.
I have AIDS now. Help me.
They're gonna go home and do the hunka chunka.
We never told you had NRS since you went under.
Seriously, is like all the people in the cryo prison are
That's
dead.
the last line of the movie. How
do
did
I-
that damn 3 scenes?
How do I wipe my ass? Tell me.
I've been walking around with fucked up underpants for weeks.
My ass was burned.
They need a Demolition Man chocolate called the hunka chunka.
See, it is because Zachary Lamb Young is in there, so it is him. Well, we need to. There he is, Jack Black, Wasteland Scraps.
Wasteland.
Whoa.
Wasteland scraps.
Onochiro Obata.
There was some guy named Rhino
Potter.
Michaels.
Was
Kane
a
Hodder.
was
Wow.
a stunt performer.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Kane,
we need to bring
Kane
back.
Hodder, aka Jason.
We need to bring back main title theme songs. Demolition Man, performed by Sting.
This song
The
kind
only
of
person that has that is James Bond now.
This song is awesome.
I don't know. The song just sounds like so messy to me every time I hear it.
You better not hate on me.
And we did it. We made it through the 1993 classic Demolition Man.
This has to be. I'm sure I've seen this movie over 100 times, maybe even like over 200 times. To be honest, like I've been watching it since I was 8 years old, and that's like almost 30 years. And you figure like 3, 4, 5 times a year, and it's been way more than that. So it's got to be way up there. But I never tire of it.
What's your favorite part, Mr. J? Being frozen?
Hello?
Definitely not.
No.
Being frozen was
Your favorite part?
Everything was great.
Everything.
Everything.
The
Yeah,
beginning to the end.
How many people they had
The
just
Taco Bell tie-in.
fucking crazy.
My favorite part is and strangely Taco Bell. It's pretty funny to me.
Yeah. That is pretty hilarious.
I think my favorite
But
part.
honestly, Simon Phoenix's costumes, like his outfit,
Yeah,
and Simon Phoenix in general is like my favorite part of
he's
the movie.
great.
Yeah, I think Simon Phoenix in the Hall of Violence is my favorite.
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
I like
That whole
the
sequence.
glorification
I would go with that.
of Simon Phoenix,
Probably.
just wild villainy.
Yeah.
And
He
he's
uses
so
a cannon, man.
and
Like,
he-
how could you beat that?
And he's so gleeful about everything he
Yes.
does, you know? Some other character would be like, you know, depressed or stressed out, and he's just like happy to be alive and doing crime.
Yeah. He's just like so giddy to be murdering people. It's fantastic.
Yeah. If anything, I would be like, you know, if it was like modern day now and he gave this performance, they would be like, oh, Wesley Snipes should play the Joker next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wesley Snipes could have killed the
Plop plop fizz fizz is one of the songs.
Wesley Snipes could have killed the
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz.
He could have been a great Joker.
He would have been a
wow.
great
He
Joker.
would've-
He really could have killed it.
But
as a
he's
Joker.
a Blade. He's a Blade. It's alright. We got him as Blade.
He wanted to do, action heroes. So like that was kind of his thing. He did sometimes he liked to stretch himself, but he always kind of went back to what he knew, which was like action. I don't know if that was like a combination of like his agents and his management, or just like I don't know,
Yeah.
or his own preference. But
And as we watch this Warner Brothers film, all of the writers and actors are still on strike.
Well,
And
they're getting close to a deal, I heard.
the writers are, but the actors
I'll
no.
believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I know.
So support actors because they're the reason this movie is as good as it is.
I kind of wonder if
And
we should
writers.
we could talk about that off camera.
And
I don't know if we should release this.
this is our final thoughts. You can release things. It's fine. As
No,
long
they've
as you put a
said
disclaimer.
they've released things saying like podcasters and stuff. Like, yeah.
Yeah. You just have to acknowledge that you're in a strike as you do it, which I just did.
Okay.
So it's fine.
I mean, this is 30 years old, but
I have been your host, Steven. Thank you for joining us, Mr. J. Any final thoughts before we dip
This
out?
movie gets 5 B Wells out of 5.
no.
D-Rock, final thoughts?
I just love this movie, man. This is one of those things like I've kind of recently reframed the way that I rate movies to like ramp up the subjectivity to where like I would give this movie 5 stars because I just love it. I love every minute of it. And if I love every minute of a movie, that's a 5-star movie. I don't care how technically good or bad it is. Like it accomplished its job with 5 stars of ability.
Dani, do you have any violations of the verbal morality clause?
Enhance your calm, John Burton.
Check us out on TikTok at Vundacast. and possibly on Twitter if it's alive, at Vundacast or at Vundablog. And remember, kids, in the future everything is Taco Bell. But the bathrooms are all shitted up.
Well, in the future, Twitter's X.
Yeah.
I never even considered that angle where all the restaurants are Taco Bell and they have to wipe their asses with 3 seashells. That's all. That's
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some baby wipes, okay?
Hey, Wunda. Hey, Wunda.
Vundacast? Give it up for Vundacast, man. What an adorable name.
You're listening to the Vundacast.
What's up, everybody? This is Jason David Frank, Green Ranger. You're listening to Vundacast.
You can find it at Vundacast, and I know they love Effie.
Subscribe to the Vundacast.